use the run game or quarterback run game.
They set up Mitchell. It's going to be a double pass. And that one is intercepted. Oh! It's Bonito.
Here at Empower Field at Mile High, I'm your team reporter, Elisa Hernandez, standing alongside our lead writer on DenverBroncos.com, Aric DiLalla. A big 31-13 win for this Broncos team, but a tough game as they defeat the Colts.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, right? You trail 10-0 early. There was a halftime deficit. Going into the fourth quarter, still down 3 points, still had to find a way to win, and they did that with a 21-point fourth quarter that was really impressive. But what I would say is that this team, they found a way despite kind of some of the things they did. And Sean Payton talked about that after the game, that they turned the ball over early. Mm-hmm. They weren't able to stop the quarterback run that they talked about. Special teams, that was an emphasis. And early, the Colts had an edge there. But I think it speaks to this team's character, its grit, its resilience, that they found a way to get it done. And really, one of the turning points was not even something the Broncos did. It was Jonathan Taylor way down there dropping the football before he crossed the goal line. The Colts would have gone up 13 points at that point in the second half. And it felt deflating when he crossed the goal line, and then they're coming out for the extra point, and it's like, why is this taking so long?
Right.
All of a sudden it becomes clear that he did drop that ball. Broncos get the ball back. They didn't score there, but they were able to stay in it, and then instead of being down 13 points, you hang around, and the Broncos go on a 31-3 run to end the football game, and they end up with a big win.
Yeah, I spoke to Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito after the game, and they mentioned that second half adjustment really came at containing Anthony Richardson and being able to take out that running game, that he was being able to really do whatever he wanted in that first half. But when you look at the way this defense was able to create 5 turnovers total in the game, 17 points off of turnovers, what can you say about the way that they rallied?
Yeah, well, the Colts had success on those first 2 drives, right? And then after that, they didn't really do a whole lot. And Anthony Richardson, his completion percentage was below 50%. Sean Payton said you knew with this quarterback he was going to give you a chance to make some plays. The Broncos get a couple of interceptions. They forced some fumbles. And really, they came at big times where, Bo Nix, he didn't have his perfect day. We'll talk about him in a second. But 3 interceptions. The Broncos needed to find a way to still win the turnover battle. They did that. Jonathan Taylor helped out by himself. Yeah. But the Broncos made plays when they need to. And really, over the rest of the game, I think in the third quarter, they gave up 1 first down. I mean, they really shut them down, and especially late, even as the Colts are trying to go and hurry up and trying to push the agenda a little bit, the Broncos didn't give up any ground. And really, this game, it hung in the balance for a long time, and then the Broncos just put it out of reach. Nick Bonito, in particular, with his second consecutive defensive touchdown, 2 games in a row now. He played that all the way. He saw it from 5 yards away, went the distance. That was a tremendous moment. But, yeah, this defense, they stepped up. They keep making plays, and they're a big reason why the Broncos won this game.
Yeah, he said, I thought it was a pick 6, but then it turned out to be a fumble recovery. He was like, I was a little bummed out, but I really just wasn't trying to get caught as he was running and seeing all that green in front of him.
A little bit of diversity in terms of what you're doing. You had a pick 6 last week, fumble recovery for a touchdown this week. Mix it up.
Yeah. When you look at the way that, again, this defense was able to rally, when I spoke to Nick Bonito, he said he was really proud of this offense. He's like, everyone on this team really stepped up, and the defense really bought that time to really get the offense to get things going.
Yeah, and again, some of this, who knows how it plays out if you're down 13 points and you have to push it. But field position, I thought, in the second half was a big deal. The Broncos kept playing the game on the Colts' end of the field. Marvin Mims, his 61-yard punt return.
Huge.
That was a huge moment of the game. It set up the Broncos' go-ahead touchdown. And the Broncos had a bunch of chances offensively in the second half where it's like, okay, are they going to get it here? Are they going to get it here? And it felt like if you just kept plugging away, they were going to get there. And Bo Nix, he did make some nice throws late. He rallies, throws a touchdown to Cortland Sutton. Obviously had the go-ahead to Nate Adkins. If you had that on your bingo card, go ahead. Fourth quarter touchdown to Nate Adkins.
A nice day for the tight ends.
Good for you there. Yeah, Adam Troutman catches a touchdown earlier. So he does throw 3 interceptions, which is the most of his young career. And he said it was a little difficult on the sideline to think, hey, is every throw I'm making out there going to end up being an interception? But he rallied through another 2 touchdown passes and found a way to bounce back, which I thought was impressive. But Marvin Mims, the punt returns I thought really set things up, and the way that they were to play the game on their end of the field. The Colts were backed up a lot down by their own goal line, and you just kind of kept inching closer and closer, and the Broncos did enough offensively to get this win. Sean Payton said, looking at the tape won't be fun, but it's better in a win than a loss.
Yeah, no, they definitely wanted to bounce back from that Monday night game and then to come out and be able to have this big win against the Colts. They reached 9 wins on the season, their first winning season since 2016. To be able to do that here in Broncos country, being able to do that here at home, they've really showed a lot of grit, being able to win in all kind of different ways.
Yeah, and it's it's another milestone, right? Sean Payton joked, I'm going to get the media some cupcakes so they can celebrate 9 wins, because clearly they have bigger goals than that. And Mike McGlinchey said, we're chasing championships. We want to go win playoff games more so than just get to 9 wins. But it is a milestone, and they haven't done it since 2016. And so, again, there's been some tough years around here. And the fact that you've got 76,000 people screaming, they're jumping around, they're having a great time as Benito scores the touchdown.
It exploded here.
Yeah, it's like that. That's what this is about. And that moment, I think, feels a lot better after 7-8 tough years. And, now they go to L.A. They can clinch a playoff berth with a win on Thursday Night Football. They're all the way up to 94% chance of making the postseason. They just have to win one of these last 3 games to get in the dance. But, again, the focus is on winning more than that, try to see how far you can move up in this AFC playoff picture. But, a big one tonight.
Looking at the short week, they only have a couple hours to really enjoy this win before they have to flush it out. Short week, flying to LA for that primetime game. How do you see this team building on this momentum?
Yeah, well, we've seen them respond in every situation so far this year, so I wouldn't expect anything different this time around. A division opponent that you know well. It is going to be a short week. They're coming off a tough loss to Tampa. The Broncos are going to try to push this winning streak to 5 games when they go to LA, and man, the playoffs are so close, you can taste it, but got to go get another one.
Yeah, well, that will do it from here. Again, I'm your team reporter, Elisa Hernandez, standing alongside our lead writer on DenverBroncos.com, Aric DiLalla. The Broncos knock off the Colts 31-13 at home.